welcome back to Chasing Trophies. What an unbelievable day in the T20 World Cup. We started with the absolute banger in the morning, South Africa versus Afghanistan. An incredible game, a double super over. That means the match was tied twice and went into a third situation where third overtime, if you watch basketball. And in that, it could have been another overtime if it wasn't for Maharaj holding his cool in the last minute. But yeah, some crazy performances, whether it was Rickleton, Decock, Rashid with the bat, Noor with the bat, and then Gurbaz with the bat as well. Some good performances, amazing performances from both teams. It was an incredible game. Faiz, probably the match of the tournament. Some people are saying the best match of the T20 World Cup, but what a game.
Yeah, man, like it's taking it back all in. Like I mean, I wouldn't have want to be in that match, and I wouldn't have want to be the bowler or a batter in the super over, man. Like that would have need the nerves of steel. To begin with, you go back and you're like, अरे यार कभी super over होना ही नहीं चाहिए था. जिस तरीके से Noor Ahmed could have just finished it out, 2 runs of 3 balls. Fazal Haq Faruqi only if you dived and stuff like that. Like these things are like you want to go and see every scenario again and again. कि भाई क्या कर सकता था better में क्या कर सकता, and just imagine the psychology of every player in the Afghanistan dugout, because they had a chance not once, not twice, like almost 3 times they had a chance. And there's just such an unlucky team, man. And always you see Afghanistan coming so close and just losing it. Some way or down, they always win hearts. They manage to do something that really takes you back and be like, their team deserved more respect. This team deserved more time to get bilaterals and whatnot. And yeah, man, another amazing game that we witnessed together, and it was amazing to see. Yeah, like congratulations to South Africa holding their nerves and composure. They take the 2 points and on the way to qualify. But for Afghanistan, it's a flight back home. I mean, not immediately, but eventually, because obviously the point system and the net run rate.
Yeah, and it's a contrast to the semi-final. Last time, they were blown away by South Africa, and South Africa bowled really well in that game. But this time, Afghanistan punched back with the bat. They batted pretty well, and they took the game very close. At one stage, it looked like they're going to lose it. Then it looked like they're going to win it. And even in that super over, man, if it wasn't for that stub 6, it looked like, Afghanistan is going to win 7. Remember, it was 7 of 2. And you said, I remember you saying that this should be a dot ball, then it'll be good for Afghanistan. I said, yeah, but there could be a super over. And that's exactly when I said that. I just said it because it's the correct thing to say, but I did not mean it. Like I also thought, like the game will be done. But for him to hit that 6, and you're right, Afghanistan, man, been there so close. It was Asif Ali in the 21 World Cup. It was Naseem Shah in the 22 Asia Cup. The one in England also, Wahab Riaz came and hit. That one Afghanistan should have won.
Get 23 Australia and 23 on one leg, bro.
Australia, they're on one leg. Maxwell. That game, you remember in the Asia Cup when Nabi smashed it and they miscalculated the thing. So many things, and I know that every time people say, how many times are we going to defend them? But we have to, man. There is still a young team. They're a quality team. I know a lot of people I know the narrative right now is that Nabi is finished. Rashid is, not captaining well and everything. There is criticism, and I can't really argue with that right now. But overall, we just need to keep the faith in Afghanistan. Remember that they just played a semi-final. You can't expect them to play knockouts every single time. And also remember the fact that this team is in the toughest group in the World Cup.
100%, man. Like spot on. And that 19 to 20, how do we get there is what Afghanistan has to look at. Like we're always there on 19 beast, but when will you actually go basic keys? When is that next step of growth going to come? I think they've punched above their weight way too early at times. Like we mentioned 23, we mentioned like a lot of games that they've punched us, but like the consistent element of ability to finish games, I think that is something that Afghanistan has to look at. And that's where you will criticize Nabi, because they had Nabi, Umarzai, and Rashid, like 3 senior figures, with Gurbaz, who was not in form. He came back in form. Everything was looking right and dandy, and then you had 2 opportunities where you could have sealed the deal. One, the no ball chalo theek hai, ho gaya. 7 of 1. Fazal Haq Faruqi is the prime bowler. So I understand the criticism, but like I also agree that they're a new squad. You can give them more chances. That experience, some coach, Trot has done good with them. They need to be able to finish off games. I think that's the biggest criticism we'll have with them, that they just be able to hold their nerves and finish off the match and see themselves through. That aggression, that emotion gets the better of them, and many often we've seen that. One-legged Maxwell will tell you the same thing, and I think they just have to somewhere find a way to get over the line. But apart from that, they've been very entertaining as always. Even against New Zealand, they were looking decent, but New Zealand is right now in the form of their life. And it's sad, like, Afghanistan's road in the toughest, group that, as you mentioned rightfully, is almost coming to an end.
Yeah, and they do learn from their mistakes. If you see 23, they made a huge mistake. In 24, they beat Australia. They
Yeah.
beat them and they qualified for the semi-finals. In the semi-finals, like South Africa blew them away, but that also shows in those conditions South Africa were a better team. So I don't think there's much to worry about over there. I know that it's been too many times like this, but we've seen other teams also in these situations. I mean, Bangladesh has been in this situation. India
Yeah.
for 10, 15 years used to lose knockout games, and we used to say that thing. So I think we just need to give them, keep backing them, give them a better time. There will be new players coming in. They will learn. Obviously, I think because the expectations are so high, all these players are playing in the IPL. Some of them kill it like in big games, but then they don't cross the line at times. People have those high expectations, but overall, even in that 23 World Cup, they've defeated teams like England and Pakistan, right? And if you told me this 10 years ago, I would say, no, man, this is not going to happen. So, I think you just have to give them time. People are getting frustrated very quickly with Afghanistan, but just keep the faith, I think. That's just my opinion. I think they're still a good team.
I think it's a very weird attachment, Mustafa, to Afghanistan now because, like, it's just you want to see them succeed, right? Like, even today, I think everybody, apart from a few, those who want the Super 8 to be good and stuff, Afghanistan, aa gaye, so maybe they'll be halke and stuff. When T20 cricket, we consider them a top team because of ability of spinning ability that they possess. And I think we just got this very weird attachment with Afghanistan that we want them to succeed and they always break our hearts and they're always an underdog story. So I think that is something that we're all tired of seeing. Like, अरे यार खत्म तो करो कभी match, कभी तो तुम लोग will get over the line. Let us, enjoy this moment. Remember the whole champion thing in what was 2024 with Gulbadin's acting and stuff. That was an amazing video that we saw. But then the next game, like you mentioned, South Africa and stuff.
Yeah,
But
and those were two close games that they won, mind you, Bangladesh and Australia.
yeah,
Those were close games that they won. People forget that because, like, arey, jeet ke, they expect that. But, like, we have to temper our expectations. I'll tell you another thing. This can be a very bad excuse. You might not agree with it. But if these games of Afghanistan were in Sri Lanka, it might be different results. You also have to understand the conditions, were more in South Africa and New Zealand's favor. But that's not an excuse. Like, you can't, I'm just giving you a hypothetical situation. For example, Afghanistan got the New Zealand pitches, the West Indies pitches as compared to the USA pitches, which helped, right? Like, so it all depends on that as well. And I think, I understand the criticism. I'm not saying that Rashid is out of form. He is out of form. He's not playing well. Nabi also did not live up to the expectations, and they have to move on from him. He's also 40 plus. I understand all that, but just keep the faith a bit. Even Omar Zai got hit, Fazal Haq Farooqi. I understand that, but Fazal Haq Farooqi was your leading wicket taker in the last World Cup. Don't forget that, man. People who
I mean,
he's absolute trash. It's not like that.
yeah, patience has become a very difficult thing in today's generation. Like you just want to see the next best thing. You always want to see. It's a constant dopamine thing, right? Like you keep wanting to see the wickets fall. You keep wanting to see sixes out of the bat. It's not going to happen. You have to also appreciate the skill of the opposition. You have to also see that they've come to play. They also have plans to execute. They also have an idea of what you're up to, right? Like they also read your players and stuff. So it's not going to be always easy. And like you said, I think this Afghanistan has, as a new cricketing nation, they have probably played much better cricket than established nations. To be frank, like we see a lot of cricketing nations and they've played very well. Yeah, the form comes and goes. Talent is there. I think they will definitely be sad. We are also sad today. Like though, see, South Africa played well. We have to credit them as well. The way QDK had a 114-run partnership. Let's not forget that. Rabada making amends at the end after like a no ball, a six, and a wide, and the no ball again, and then he managed to get that run out. So they did also come back. David Miller finally finishing off things for South Africa, and Stubbs getting that six to make it to the second super over. So it's a collection of everything. But yeah, South Africa is qualifying to Super 8s is a very good alarm call right now in the beginning of the tournament rather than the later.
Yeah, and now for just Afghanistan, last thing I want to touch is that they just need to be a bit careful now. Focus on the UAE game, Canada game, and get those victories because so easily when you lose games like this, you can lose your head and you can even lose to these teams. Like you said, T20 is a funny game. Kabhi bhi upsets ho sakte, so they just need to make sure they get the job done. And whatever happens. Just look for the future. Accept it that you played against two big teams. You could have won one game. But it's fine. Like you just gotta focus on the next task, which is the most toughest thing to do. Then we had Australia, Ireland. That was Australia. It was a different kind of Australia. A lot of players missing, but they got the job done. Stoinis with a very good partnership with Matty Renshaw. It was like a fire and ice kind of partnership. And then Nathan Ellis and Zampa also picking up 4 wickets each. And Australia doing very well.
Brilliant. And this is what we were saying about Australia. So I think this part of their group stage is actually difficult for them, because they're not also considered to be very great players of spin. They just got stuck in Lahore, when they played Pakistan, they lost 3. They got 96 all out in the third one, I believe, right? Like, so you are seeing that initially they will probably struggle, but for them, Travis Head is also a very key cog right now. He got run out today, got 7 of 7. I'm pretty sure he must have struggled as well a bit, but Marcus Stoinis and the number of all-rounders that these guys have, they have Cameron Green, Marcus Stoinis, Glenn Maxwell. I think Bo Webster is also there. Cooper Conley is also there as well. Cooper Conley is also there as well. So you are getting a bit of an all-rounding ability from a lot of players there, which gives them that additional batting depth and bowling depth. Now with the injury to their captain is going to be a big question, right? Mitchell Marsh, right? Like if he's out of the tournament, you are seeing Steve Smith come in as a backup. I don't know if that's confirmed. Mitchell Marsh is missing it, but that also is a bit of how do you look at that Steve Smith entrance into this Australian squad?
Yeah, I think Mitchell Marsh is a miss, man. Remember, he also hit the winning runs, I think, in the 21 World Cup when they won it. And he's a very good T20 player. I think जिस तरीके से वो खेलता, as a captain, obviously he's leading the side, but even his impact as a batsman, I don't know if he was going to bowl anyway because of his injuries, but his batting itself, opening the batting, him and Travis Head, that was a very good, opening partnership. I think that'll be a big loss for Australia. Steve Smith coming in again in T20s. I don't know what kind of impact can he have and really start in the 11 because they did play without Steve Smith today. And where will you play Steve Smith? Are you going to play in Josh English's position, who batted pretty well today? Are you going to play in Cameron Green, who also got 23 of 12? Where are you going to play him? So that is a question. 4 or 5 might be too late for Steve Smith. Then it'll become like that Babar Azam kind of situation. But at the same time, if they're playing in Sri Lankan conditions, you can play Steve Smith in Matt Renshaw's position. You can do that. Yeah. So it's not like I'm completely not taking him out. I think there is a space for Steve Smith. And if he plays 4-5, I don't mind that in these conditions. But India mein jaake dekhna padega depending on the conditions. It's still good to have a player like Steve Smith there. I'll say that much. Like he's an experienced player, bro.
Yeah, and he was the captain who won the Test series in Sri Lanka, right? It wasn't Cummins, and he also has a bit of an idea of how things work. He's done decently, very decent in the BPL as well. He is a shrewd mind as well to have in that dugout. So it'll be interesting to see his impact with that. But Nathan Ellis and Zampa, you mentioned Zampa, we've been talking about before the game, before our previews as well. Adam Zampa, the leg spin ability he possesses, 4 wickets, just incredible. And Nathan Ellis, man, like we've been very impressed with him. Since I think I've seen him closely even in the India series before that as well. We were like talking about Nathan Ellis. Chennai picked him up as well. I think that was a sensational buy from them. So yeah, these two bowlers in particular today.
Yeah, 100%. And let's see what they do in the remaining games. But that Australia-Sri Lanka game will be very good as well. West Indies, England, again, an amazing result for the West Indies, man. They lost a few wickets in the power play, but, Hetmeyer came in, stabilized the ship a bit. Then it was Rutherford and Holder came in. That was a game-changing innings, like 30 of 15 deliveries. The long levers acted. And the way he was, there was 1 6 that Holder hit, straight bat and straight drive for 6. That was a beautiful shot. It was not just power, it was timing as well. And yeah, Rutherford showed everything too. And these West Indians, man, I've seen it again today. They'll play a few dot balls here and there, but then they'll punish you, man. And that's the thing. They got to 190 and it didn't look like they're going to get to 190. But it's these sixes that they hit out of nowhere. Like if you go and see the last 2-3 overs, I think they hit maybe like 7-8 sixes. And you wouldn't have imagined. At a stage, 180 looked far, but then 2-3 chakke maar diye second last over mein bhi ek aad lag gaye. And they did the job. Then the bowling as well. Moti was outstanding. The spinners were incredible. Chase and Akil Hussain as well.
Yeah, 100%. Like West Indies, again, the depth that they have in the batting helps them a lot. Romario didn't come. He just played the 1-watt ball. So even they have batting. That gives them an advantage. And the spin quality might be not the great, but they're effective, right? Like they're line and lengths and they're maintaining the economies and stuff like Akil Hussain, Rostin Chase, Gurkesh Modi you mentioned as well. So I think they look like a standout team and the fielding also has been good. It's not like they're dropping catches and stuff like that. From the batting point of view, firepower in every department, like upper se leke niche dekh lo, they just got constant sixes in them. Now, when they come and play teams against India, that'll be very interesting because they've done it in the past in India. They've won a World Cup. Can they do it again for for another time? They'll be a very crucial team to look out for in the Super 8s. And for England, again, Musawa, how are you assessing them? Since Nepal, they look a little stuck. Is it the element of spin that is troubling them? Is it just like the quality that they're possessing? I mean, I don't have doubts about the quality, but yeah, just your general assessment of England in the last 2 games.
Yeah, the spin is the obvious issue, and one issue which is going under the carpet is their bowling. I think the death bowling in particular, and the support to Adil Rashid, that is a particular concern. Jofra Archer getting hit like that. I know Sam Curran bowled really well in the last game, so I won't be too critical. But their bowl Overton, I felt he did pretty good, but like they're not being able to get into that rhythm. I think when you have West Indies in that kind of position, they've lost 3-4 wickets. You need to go for the kill. They let too many, and my concern was the death overs, and that's exactly what happened. Last 3-4 overs, they got hit for I think 40-50 runs, and that was a problem for them. And with the bat, yes, they got off to a great start, and then in the middle overs, they had an issue. But they got them into that position where the bowlers, if they just defended those runs, made it like 160, 170 chase, it would have been really good. You look at the Nepal game, that should not have been on when it was 50 of 25, 57 of 25. They should have killed the game right there. But suddenly I'm looking at it and they have 10 runs to defend in 1 over and they can lose the game. So the overs from 15 to 20 is a problem with the ball, and with the bat, the problem is after the power play when the spinners come into play. So yeah, there's a mixture of problems. And they're getting under pressure. Harry Brook has a particular problem with spin. Again, today he was too early into the shot. And it's a wake-up call for them. If they mess up like this against Scotland or Italy, then they deserve to go out. But they're still in the tournament. They have to change their mindset a bit. They need to understand that they're still a good team and they can still qualify. But if they lose here, they'll become the butt of jokes, and it'll be a long session with Rob Key, McCullum, and everything, and they might get the sack as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it was very funny to see. Immediately, postman Atherton is आया उनको बात करने के. Atherton is the spokesperson of everything, like with Nasser Hussain. So, yeah, for England again, Italy, Scotland will be tricky. Not Italy that much, but the Scotland game, European, like the problems that they have in football. Let's see if that happens till the cricket. And if they do get knocked out by Scotland, then it'll be something else.
And the thing is, like, look, Nasser Hussain, Michael Atherton, a lot of Indians got offended with what Nasser Hussain said. But if you see, they criticize their own team as well. They don't hold back. In the Ashes, I told you about that interview which they took with Robert. They really fired him, man. Like, they fired in the sense that they grilled him till the end. They asked the tough questions. So that's how they are. And they will also not accept it, like, if the team is playing like that. So they have to really buckle up. And I'm dreading that Scotland game for them. I think Scotland can really cause a problem for England. Even Italy, you never know. But if you lose to Italy, then you don't deserve to be. I mean, all respect due.
100%.
For England, there's a lot of questioning to do. But at least I'm very happy for the West Indies, man. 2016 was the last time they won the World Cup. It's 10 years later exactly. And they're back at it right now. It was a very similar time in 2016, February, March, and we're back in February, March. That time it was Russell and Pollard. This time it's Romario Shepherd, Rutherford, and not Michael Holder, Jason Holder. So they've got the all-rounders. It's not like they haven't got the all-rounders. I mean, I still feel they missed a player like Puran, but Hetmeyer and Rutherford showed they also have power in the middle, and Holder can also smash it. And they do bat deep. The good thing with the West Indies, man, they bat till even Roshan Chase bats, Akhil Hussain bats, they can all hit a few. And Romario Shepherd can smash it too.
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's going to be good for the West Indies if they can just keep going like this. And it'll be a tough Super 8s for all the teams in their group as well.
Spot on.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. It was a good detailed discussion. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe button. We have plenty of cricket tomorrow as well. India is playing as well against Namibia. Nepal is playing as well against Italy. So there's plenty of cricket tomorrow. We'll have a review tomorrow as well.